Welcome to the Metal Minutiae podcast, episode 6. I'm with Phil.
Hello.
And we talk about heavy metal in far too much detail. It's been a little while since we've recorded these. A couple of weeks, I think. I don't know. I've lost track of time.
Could have been an eon.
Could have been.
Episode 6. That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fast becoming a series.
Fast becoming a series. What's been happening in the world of heavy metal for you? I know Opeth released a part of a new song. I wouldn't say they released a new song. They released a radio edit.
A bit of a taster. Yeah, it's a bit strange releasing the radio edit, because what's radio? I don't follow that. And well, I've looked at the full track listing for the release coming up, and it's only like a few minutes less. So I figure, radio edit maybe of a 20-minute song I'd expect, but it's only a few minutes shaved off, so it's a bit strange. I don't really follow. But the good thing is it's a pretty sweet song, and I'm really looking forward to this album. Right.
So it's not a case of like Rush 2112 being...
Yeah. Is 30 seconds at the back end just totally out of context. Just a little bit of nothing.
Yeah. I've got some news for you.
Oh. Should I be sitting down?
You can stay seated, yeah. So after the last episode, where we talked about bands that we didn't like as much as we thought we should like.
I tried to forget all that unpleasantness, but carry on.
But guess what I've been listening to recently?
Yeah. Hear me.
Opeth.
Why? What's tell me more. What's going on?
My Arms, Your Hearse, that album.
Yeah.
I reckon I listened to that twice yesterday.
Woof.
And I think once the day before, end to end.
What? Nice.
I tend to skip it after once the epilogue bit because it's 2 bonus tracks, and I'm like,
that's fine.
As much as I like the song Remember Tomorrow, I'd prefer just to listen to the Iron Maiden.
Absolutely fair. Yeah. By and large, I'm a skip the bonus tracks kind of guy. Anyways, we've established that. That's cool, man. That's so awesome. My Arms, Your Hearse. That's their third album, maybe.
Right.
Yeah. Mostly 90% blackish metal and 90% growly vocals.
Yeah.
I love that album. Tell me, any thoughts or just the fact that you listened to it twice that's.
I was actually when I was wondering what I should put on, in the last sort of half hour before you got here. Yeah. I was almost going to put it on, and I was like, I can't do that because then otherwise he'll get here and know.
I'll know what's going on. I
wanted to leave it as a surprise for you.
Yeah, very exciting. That's cool, man.
But, the goal was to, help us like the music more.
Absolutely. Well, in retort to this, I can say I've been listening to a bit of Voivod.
All right.
Yeah. Opinion unchanged.
Yeah, that's a shame.
I'm just like, first 30 seconds, I'm like, oh yeah, I reckon this is the time, man. I'm going to love this. Look at the cover art. Sick. Unreal. Yep. Yeah, 4 minutes later, I'm like, what's going on? What am I?
Who is this?
What am I doing here? No hard feelings. No hard feelings. Speaking of the general unpleasantness and madness of the last episode, I've got some
feedback.
I've got some feedback. I've got some reviews here of our last episode. This scathing and savage bout between two titans of heavy metal commentary leaves one feeling exhilarated and yet hollow. We're thrilled from the journey, but wonder why we should forge ahead.
Who's that from?
Anonymous. Another anonymous review. A tour de force.
Oh.
Another anonymous review. A tour de France.
We do love your feedback. I got some rather personalised feedback after the last episode, and people. I'm sure maybe you did as well, where they chastised you.
Definitely. Yeah, it's definitely. Yep.
Yeah.
I got some too. You go first.
No,
we'll leave it there. My one, this unnamed good friend of mine. It's like, AC/DC, come on, man, we've got to talk, all right? I cried a bit. I love it. It's awesome. It's wonderful.
I had a Highway to Hell on earlier today.
Good.
I was like, I can't. Well, actually, it was a tough thing trying to have an album on when you got here.
Yeah.
It's like, I know he hates all these bands.
I like that I provoked such anxiety, and they're like, oh man, what's going to be on?
Better not put Primordial on again.
No, it's going to be a nightmare. So my reviews were fabricated, as you can tell. but I'm not the first person in the news recently to have fabricated reviews.
They're kind of the best reviews, really.
Yeah, I mean, look. What else has been going on for you, man? What have you been listening to or...
Oh, to be honest, I've been listening to heaps of music, which probably sounds a bit dumb because that's, generally what I do normally.
Yeah.
But
awesome.
So I've recently, I was out of work for a little while. I wasn't working for a little while. Out of work sounds a bit dramatic. But I'm working again now. But I'm working in a situation where I'm just at home by myself, not talking to any humans.
Right. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Marvelous.
But yeah, I'm listening to like 6 or 7 albums in my workday.
Yeah.
So like,
Whew.
not just like, we talked the other week about playlists versus albums. I'm going albums versus discographies.
Yeah, my God. Yeah. Word.
I had a day where I just like listened to Merciful Fate all day.
Yeah, sick. Oh, that's a good day.
Day of Bathory. I went, listened to like 5 Bathory albums back to back.
Oh, man.
So I have been listening to a lot, but it's also kind of washed over me a bit because it's been, just so much really good music.
Yeah.
One I did want to, Sylvan Ore. Sylvan Ore?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was back on it because that album came out about a year ago. I remember.
Pilgrimage? Is that
yeah. Pilgrim? Yeah.
Pilgrimage, I think.
Yeah, I remember you recommending that about a year ago. And I got back onto that in recent weeks, and that's a really good album.
I wanted to revisit that, actually.
Yeah, there's a song on there, Wolves of Willful Isolation, I think it's called.
Yeah.
It's track 1 or 2. Yeah, real good album.
Yeah. That song, would you believe, is like 14 minutes long?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't notice that.
No, it's...
it really does...
Yeah.
Really does fly by. Like, it's absolutely a great listen.
The whole album sort of flies by.
Yeah. Isn't that an excellent thing? Yeah. 6 songs, about 45 minutes or something. Great album.
Yeah.
I'm going to revisit for sure. Sylvan Ore, Australian band.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Anything you've been listening to?
Yeah, actually. A new release this week or last week, I think it was, from an Australian band called Emu.
Oh, yeah.
From the Sunshine Coast in Queensland.
Sunshine Coast.
Very specifically the Sunshine Coast. Good times. Power trio, hard rock psychedelic kind of vibe. So not entirely heavy metal as such, but for those fans of the proto metal, the early 70s vibes, of which I am very much a big fan.
Yes.
Like Grand Funk Railroad and Blue Cheer. If you're fans of that, you're absolutely going to have a great time. This album's killer. I
saw you had posted the cover of it yesterday, and it looked... I thought that's an album Phil would like.
Yeah. Like, checks out.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
There are no surprises.
Yeah. Yeah, man, the first song, just like New Age, it's called. It's the album's self-titled. That first song's called New Age. It just like leaps out of the speakers. Like it... I think I saw it like leaping out of the speakers. It hit me in the face. It's killer. I'll be watching this band. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, so new band, is it?
I think, within the last couple of years anyways, this is the debut album.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, brand new, if not newish.
Yep.
That's pretty exciting, yeah.
Yeah, it's like you like being on the journey, and you're ground zero.
Day dot, ground zero, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Very exciting.
Awesome.
They'll be in Melbourne in a few weeks, hopefully, or actually next month, I think. So, keep an eye out for that. I think they're playing Shot Kickers.
Oh, right. I love Shot Kickers.
I'll give you a holler, actually. Come to that show. It's good.
Do you know the date?
No, not off the top of my head. Sorry.
It's all right.
What am I like? Providing information to people and stuff about things to be helpful.
A large percentage of our listeners do live in Melbourne as well.
And the date, Phil? How's your research going?
Yeah, I mean, 90% of that. Yeah, I'll
Edit
put it in the show
for
notes.
God's sake. Love it.
Okay, anything else, or should we get on to the... I'm pretty excited about today's topic, actually.
It's a good one. Yeah. I reckon Iron Maiden's coming up in a few weeks, so I just want to mention that.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk about it in detail, I think, after it. So,
British Lion as well, a couple of days before.
Right. Yeah. You going to that?
I bought a ticket yesterday, actually.
All right, nice one. Okay, all right. Well, to be continued then.
Yes.
And, that's exciting. That's exciting. Cool.
All right, so today we are talking about... Oh, what was the title? The Secrets of Steel. The Alchemical... I'll do this again. The Secrets of Steel. Alchemical Elements Alchemical Ingredients of excellent heavy metal songs. Something like that.
The Secrets of Steel. Alchemical Ingredients for a guaranteed maximum heavy metal. No, it was something. Keep all this, by the way.
Oh,
Alchemical. Nah.
Secrets of Steel.
Secrets of Steel.
Part 1.
Part 1.
I imagine this will be an ongoing thing. I don't even think we're going to get through
the ones we've got lined up for today.
Yeah,
I picked 5. Did you pick 5?
I did pick 5,
Okay.
but I don't. Yeah, I reckon I could talk about. If I get past 3, we'll have talked for an hour.
Okay, all right. So this could get out of hand real quick. Actually, having said that though, if we've picked the exact same things,
yeah,
which is not outside the realm of possibility.
No.
Could be a quick one, I doubt it, yeah.
So the premise of this, we are talking about, and as listeners may have just gathered, we don't actually talk to each other much prior to the episode. We do our independent research and then come together and discuss. That's why you get such high quality banter as this.
Absolutely. Totally spontaneous, natural, organic.
Yeah.
Kind of planned-ish.
Yeah.
Slightly scripted. No, this is exciting. That's cool because Ray's picked 5 things that he digs about heavy metal. I've picked 5 things that I dig about heavy metal. And our only discussion with each other beforehand about this was that it was just a general, we call it an agenda item. So a specific thing in heavy metal, but it doesn't have to be by a specific band. I think you're going to get it pretty soon. In a couple of minutes, you'll understand. Yeah. But it's not strictly a top 5 of anything. Just more of we wanted a free-form kind of, hey man, do you like that tiny specific thing about whatever?
This is some real minutia stuff.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
This is like bread and butter minutia.
Yeah. This is classic minutia.
Yeah. And that's what we're here for.
That's what we're here for, quite literally.
Do you want to go first or should I go first?
I'm going to go first.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. My first thing, agenda item is Rob Halford's voice.
Oh!
Here's the thing I like about heavy metal. Rob Halford's voice.
The metal god.
The metal god himself. So this is going to be a topic for another episode, I imagine, just the Rob Halford metal god in general. But I'm being specific here. Let's put aside for the moment Rob Halford. Let's put aside the stage presence, the motorcycle entrances, the leather and studs, the lyrics, both the poetic genius and also the supreme daftness of the 80s and beyond heavy metal ridiculousness. All that aside, still just simply the sound and the tone and the timbre and the passion of his voice. Like, what a singer,
Yeah.
We've both been listening to him all our lives, and I put on the album Killing Machine recently, and I was still just moved. I was inspired to action. I was like, yes.
It doesn't stop being very impressive.
Yeah.
It's in the early 90s. We're on like a Day's Notice or something like that. He sung for Black Sabbath.
Yes, true story.
Yeah,
true story. It was in.
Because the Dehumanizer tour and Ozzy Osbourne was meant to be headlining and Dio wasn't keen on that. Something
spot on, absolutely, yeah. And Dio either he what do you call it when you
gave an ultimatum? Yeah,
gave an ultimatum. I think there's some clause in his contract where he could like at a moment's notice just whatever. So he was just like, all right, I'm using my get out of jail free card. I've got one Black Sabbath get out of jail free card. Yeah, Dio just wouldn't have a bar of it. He said, I'm not opening for Ozzy Osbourne.
I think that's fair.
And that's totally fair.
Probably knew about it before the day.
Yeah. It feels like shows are booked. Are shows booked? Were shows booked in the 90s?
It's hard to know.
Did people know about shows?
Lucky Rob was nearby.
Yeah, just lucky that within earshot, Rob Halford, he probably heard the call. He probably heard the call and was like flying through the air on his like winged motorcycle.
Yeah, obviously.
And it was like, someone needs...
Tony Iommi needs me.
Yeah, Tony Iommi needs heavy metal. It's an heavy metal emergency. Fuck, man.
It's the Northern England Brotherhood.
We're already getting outrageously derailed here. But yes, Rob Halford filled in for Black Sabbath on a day's notice and played a whole show. And I've listened to it. Have you listened to it?
I've listened to not the whole. I've listened to a song or two, but not the whole thing.
It's remarkably consistent.
Yeah.
Like there's probably like 2 times where he misses a cue completely, and like what comes in 2 lines later or whatever.
Yeah,
but apart from that,
the fact that he knew all the words.
Oh man,
he's got to know all his own words.
Yeah.
Plus someone else's words.
Yeah, that's like lots of words. It's heaps.
Yeah.
Oh man, but his voice in Judas Priest. You know,
what kind of set did? Oh no, I'm gonna.
Yeah, this.
When you said Rob Halford's voice, did you mean specifically that one day?
That one day in November 1992,
or just generally his voice?
Just generally his voice.
Okay.
And especially with Judas Priest.
Yeah,
and
not Black Sabbath.
Not with Black Sabbath. No.
Or Fight.
Or Fight. No.
Okay.
Ray, I'm leaving you in the dust here, man. I'm carrying on. All right, this is getting out of control. All right, we're leaving it there. Rob Halford, you going on the shelf? Next agenda item.
No, we got more Rob Halford to talk about.
All right. I just want to say, and it's not just the high octane screams and wails. You know, it's like when Rob Halford sings, especially in the 70s and early 80s. You know, the balance between the slow and deliberate and the rapid fire delivery. Not specifically that song, but also that song.
Yeah.
You know, he barks lyrics, you know, he croons.
Yeah.
He can do a lot. He's just got such range and versatility. You know, he take you to so many different places, sometimes within the space of a song. And he's just...
I love how hard he hits the syllables in... Yeah, when he's doing rapid fire style delivery, not necessarily just that song, but yeah.
Yeah. The mirror and what's affected and reverted and everybody do a little scream for some action! You know? Yes!
I really like how sometimes... I feel like Judas Priest songs, they write the chorus just like words that sound cool.
Yeah.
And then the verse is just completely unrelated.
Yeah. Totally, man. Especially in the 80s, man. Especially.
Yeah. I was thinking like Between the Hammer and the Anvil is like...
Oh, yeah.
It's just, they liked the sound of that.
And what a title.
Yeah.
What a title. Clearly, Rob Halford one day was just like, I've got a sick idea for a song.
Yeah.
I've got a sick title.
Can't write a verse around that.
No,
we'll just write some other words.
Yeah, some other words, or probably even Nightcrawler is probably like that as well. It's just a bunch of stuff that happens. Here's a bunch of stuff that's happening.
Yeah, I love like some of these words, like using what Turbo Lover was in perfect synchronicity.
Yeah,
that's who can get synchronicity into a lyric?
Yeah, absolutely. Also, can synchronicity not be perfect? I mean, is that...
You're saying it's a tautology or something?
Yeah, it's kind of, I think, what I'm driving at. Yeah, maybe it's like a...
Yeah, redundant.
Yeah, which makes it even better.
Well, I mean, when you're writing lyrics, you get a bit of poetic license.
Of course. Invent words like decilizating.
Yeah.
That's actually in Rapid Fire, actually, I think.
Yeah, that's it.
It's in one of the British Steel songs. Yeah.
Just needed an extra syllable.
Absolutely, yeah. He can do it.
Yeah. I didn't even click to this, so then it wasn't.
I just assumed.
He just says it with such conviction, I assumed it was a word. Because that's one thing about Rob.
Yeah.
Conviction.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's his middle name. That and John.
Yeah.
You know?
Rob John Conviction Halford.
Yeah, the producer at the time probably washed over him. Decilizating. He's probably Rob just on the monitors there. I think I'm here. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. It's great.
Yeah. Really good take.
Really good take.
I like the Wear Stars, the heavy metal charity collaboration thing that happened in whatever the year that was, 85 or something, 86. Rob Halford in that is very good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's. I mean, they're all stars, but you know, there's.
They're not all stars.
Hey, come on, man! I was being all right. They're all stars,
yeah.
You know, but
in their own way,
more starry. Some are a bit more starry than others, maybe.
Yeah. When you got Dio, Jeff Tate, and Rob Halford,
my God,
you just don't turn up if you're
if
you're a singer that's not them. Just.
If you're a singer, turn up with your maracas and just stand a bit over there.
Yeah, I'd say send the guitarist, but then they've got Ungwe and everyone else.
No problemo.
But yeah, it just turns up in his black leotard.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Rode straight into on the motorcycle, straight into the recording booth. Engine still humming. No. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, Rob, excellent.
Rob Halford.
I've got sing-alongs.
Yeah, cool.
And I guess there's a few different types of sing-alongs.
Yeah.
And I've got some rules around sing-alongs, which, I like to create rules for the universe that I don't necessarily, I get annoyed when the rest of the world doesn't know about them. So luckily I started a podcast.
I love that.
But I think it like having a sing-along, because there's just like the choruses that people know to sing along. That's one type of sing-along.
Yeah.
And then there's like the bits which are like just written in a way, like there's just vocals there, and it's a chanting vocal that that if they play it live, that you have to know these words.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Well,
whoa, 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 whoa. Yep.
I was actually thinking of certain level of, I don't want to say arrogance, but like confidence needed to put that into a song.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I'm going to have 10,000 people there. That's no problem at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what one of my favorite sing-alongs is?
Hit me.
In its for its extremeness of The Last Candle, the end of The Last Candle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Last song on the album.
Yeah.
But then the last 45 seconds of it is a 2-part sing-along.
Yeah. Yeah. That dovetails in and out of each other.
Yeah.
Like the lines are overdubbed, so you can't sing it all at once.
No, you can only... Which are you? If
Me.
you are you? Do you feel there is somebody, or somebody's out there?
What I do is I sing the first part and then sing the next part, and then when I'm on that next part, I do that for the rest of the time.
Yeah. Okay.
So what does that? So that makes me both, but I'm on the fence. I'm not.
But you're just doing the first part until the second part comes up.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's not like you're sitting there.
Somebody's out there. Somebody's out there. I feel there is. So I'm an I feel there is somebody guy for the most of the time.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
me too. I think that's the that's the true fan line.
Okay, that's the right answer.
But what about in a live situation where
does it drive you nuts how that gets cut off? By the way, like does that
run for the night?
Yeah. Does drive you nuts?
It's got because there's no way for it to end.
Yeah.
Because
I could fade out a bit more gracefully. I wouldn't change it now, obviously.
Yeah, I don't like fade outs.
Yeah, cool. Neither do I. That's on my shit list, actually. We've got our good things today. Like on my shit list is fade outs.
Yeah,
so that's
no time for fade outs.
No time for fade outs. Sorry, carry on. I cut you off there.
In a live scenario when like bands, I've got Heavy Metal Universe by Gamma Ray written down, but many times you'll be in a situation where they need to pad out the set or whatever they're doing to get some crowd interaction happening.
Yeah.
Midway through the song, it'll just be the drummer playing a little beat or maybe a bass line, and the singer will invite or demand.
Yes.
And that, as experienced concert goers that we are, they're probably going to ask for us to sing around 4 times.
Yep.
Regardless of what you do the first time.
Yep.
They're going to say...
It's not good enough?
Yeah.
It's not up to par.
Imagine if someone was like, actually, that's quite good.
Yeah.
We can move on now.
That's quite good. And equally as good as the city that we previously visited in your country.
Yeah.
Everyone just seems to be up to level, and you're all on par with each other, and it's quite nice.
Yeah, it's really, it warms the heart.
Yeah, so thanks for that.
But, because I know that they're going to do it 4 times or whatever they're going to do it.
So do you bother the first time?
I keep some powder dry.
Yeah.
So you're going to make me... I'm not going to do this 4 times at full volume.
Yeah, if I know that I'm going to receive negative feedback 100%, why would I bother? Why am I going to... I'm not singing along the first time. I'm just going to get shit canned.
Yeah. Go to hell. And I know, roughly how loud I'm going to be.
Yeah.
And I can be consistently that loud 4 times if I want to. I can't go louder than that.
Yeah. Topped out, mate.
Yeah. Doing what I can.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, but I don't like it when, a support band does that kind of a sing-along.
God.
That's just, come on. Get on.
No, that is terrible. That is the worst. That is such a faux pas, man. That's horrendous.
So I'm saving the powder for the main event.
Absolutely, yeah.
Even then,
I've only got 4. I got 4 in me, and I'm saving them for for the main event. I specifically loathe the the dividing into however many sections, and you guys, you guys, now you guys.
The left-handed people at the back.
Yeah. Let's go with the upper middle left, the box seating in the, let's go with those guys. If you're born after 1985, but before 2006.
Yeah, so the sing-along can be arduous and drawn out,
but
a well-executed sing-along is very good.
Oh, absolutely. And very good, and like probably one of the fundamental things of the concert and the general concert going experience is like if you're in a room with, be it 5,000 or, at a club gig, a couple hundred people who are on the same page and, pulling in the same direction, and shouting. That's awesome, man. Yeah, absolutely.
One of my favorite experiences of a sing-along was at Hellfest. Hellfest in maybe 2014, I think it was.
Yeah.
And Unleashed were playing.
Yeah.
And they've got a song, Death Metal Victory.
Yeah.
Which is a classic.
Mate.
Like, just words that sound good next to each other.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's killer.
And it's only like a 2-minute song, 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
But they played that, it was the last song. And then there was about like, the guy just got us to sing Death Metal Victory, like the sing-along part for about another 7 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
So it's like roughly two times the length of the original song was just the sing-along at the end. Mm-hmm. He did some talking in the middle and then back to some more sing-along. It's just great.
Yeah. Awesome.
And it's just a cool thing. Like, you never get bored of saying Death Metal Victory.
Yeah.
What are some of your favourite sing-alongs?
Yeah. Sing-alongs? I do like the whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
In Heaven Can Wait.
But I do like how the sing-along also isn't a subgenre specific thing. Because like you've got, like I had Non-Servium by Rotting Christ written down as like a black metal example.
Yeah.
Like Empty Tankard.
Yeah.
A sort of bit of a speed thrash, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, absolutely. It's not. It doesn't belong to one genre.
Yeah, it's uncommon in black metal, but it can happen.
Yeah, yeah.
Death metal certainly.
Yeah, and of course traditional and the poppier metal stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got a Doom Over the World by Reverend Bizarre is one of
Doom Over the World.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. It's sort of a bit of a... Do you know Reverend Bizarre? Kind of like a, I don't know, party doom band.
Yeah, right. Yeah, sounds like it. Yeah. Yeah. Flying V's.
Oh. You serious?
I'm serious. Is that on your list?
No, it's not on my list.
I cannot believe it, man. That was the one that I thought was going to be the sure bet. That'll be on your list.
And you've got two Flying V's behind you.
Yeah, man.
Talk about perfect synchronicity.
Yes. Love it. Flying V's, man. Not only for the fact that some of my favourite players played the Flying V, Michael Schenker, Randy Rhoads, Kirk Hammett. And you can, of course, get amazing sounds and tones out of the Flying V. But the things I really like about the Flying V is that introduced by Gibson Guitars in late 50s.
Yep.
With the idea of being the futuristic guitar, right?
Yeah.
I really like that the Flying V is futuristic in the sense that it looks like how they thought the future was going to look in the 1950s.
Yeah.
You know, like flying cars and the Jetsons, you know, robots and tin robots and what have you. So the Flying V looks like the future from the 50s, but it's still managed decade after decade just to remain looking totally awesome. Like Flying V's just look sick. And of course, having been embraced by the heavy metal community, they look very much at home on the stage.
Yeah,
on the heavy metal stage. And
I like that the 80s variants of V's, like the King V, Randy Rhoads V, or the... Yeah. They just look like the future from an 80s perspective.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, absolutely. And I think the Flying V represents a big part of the heavy metal ethos, like it's ritual and showmanship, you know.
Impractical.
It's impractical, exactly. Like the Flying V is basically, it's not functional. Like you can hardly sit down with it. It's very difficult to practice your scales at like a 45-degree.
I've actually gotten a pretty good setup now where I sort of tuck the bottom fin
Yep.
like on my calf, basically.
Yep.
And
Yeah. That sounds pretty ergonomic.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then it sort of just sits at this nice
45-degree
angle.
So you can make it work,
You
but
can make it work,
you know, but the fact that you have to make it work,
Yeah.
you know.
Yep.
But I love that. It's yeah. The ridiculousness of the flying V kind of represents a bit of heavy metal,
Oh,
big part of heavy metal for
For
me.
sure.
Yeah.
And then it's like a lot of other guitars, like I like BC Riches, but they're all just trying to capture like the pointier guitars, the more extreme guitars are just trying to capture what the Flying V does.
Yeah.
With like simplicity.
Yeah. Simplicity, directness, elegance, power.
It looks fast.
It looks fast. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is what you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like the headstock's going somewhere.
Yeah. Headstock's going, so it might get away from you.
Yeah. Keep an eye on it.
Hence, when you're playing one, it kind of looks like, well, that guy's in charge of that thing. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
It's like it's trying to get away.
Yeah,
But
he's got a rocket ship.
he's holding on to that rocket.
I've got tough stops.
Yep.
But I realized as I sort of was writing down my tough stops,
Yeah.
that like stops are inevitably tough. Like I can't imagine a non-tough stop.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if your band is worth its salt, and if you practice at least 1 or 2 times in the rehearsal room,
Yeah, okay.
and you
yeah.
both know when to stop.
Yeah. The tough stop is like basically when everyone stops playing on a, usually just for a quarter of a beat or something. And then it comes back with extreme power.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So the drums, bass, and the guitar line up either at the end or the beginning of a bar, and bam,
Hard. No
Hard,
ring out.
No ring out. Yeah. A clean break. Bam.
There may be vocals that sort of fill that spot, like in a Run to the Hills or
Yeah.
Hallowed Be Thy Name.
Yep.
Maybe.
Nice one.
Yeah.
When the priest comes to read me the last rites, take a look at the bounds of the last sites. All the world has gone burn to me. Yeah.
Laden with stops.
Yeah.
All tough.
Yeah. All tough. Yeah. An excellent example. Yeah.
I've got a bunch of examples here, actually.
Yeah. Hit me.
Steel versus Steel by Grand Magus.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes. Also an excellent title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're a
Yeah,
pretty
cool.
tough band.
Yeah, for sure.
Invictus by Virgin Steel. Yeah. Aaron Warboys, check your time.
You beat me by 1 second.
How many minutes into the podcast did we mention Virgin
I
Steel?
literally just checked my watch. I was going to say. Yeah.
I've got a Perth band, actually, 9 Foot Super Soldier with Servo Run.
Awesome. Servo Run.
Yeah, it's
Killer.
It's a very funny song, actually. It's just like a dude telling the story of being hungover and trying to go to a 7-Eleven and buy some Gatorades, but the guy's like, "You want 2 for 1?" He said, "I just want 1."
Yeah, man, that's killer. I love it. You want 2 for 1. Oh man, I feel like I'm there. Like that feeling. I know that exact feeling.
No, I don't have everyday rewards.
Yeah, I know. No, I don't, man. Yeah. And those two for 1 deals at the servo, they're never worth it either. They kind of seem like they look like they're worth it, but it's like you're not say. And it's just then you start thinking about it for 2 seconds. And it's like just
too long.
Let me out of here. Does it look like I have my life together? I'm buying a Gatorade from a servo at 6:30 a.m.
Things aren't going well.
Yeah, things aren't going well, man. If I was gonna be able to make decisions as good as the one you're presenting to me right now, I wouldn't be here in this position.
I would have made different decisions last night. Also got Blood Religion by Gamma Ray, another Gamma Ray entry.
Yeah, sick.
I really like that song, actually.
Yeah, nice one. Is that a Majestic song?
Yeah. Which also has a bit of a sing-along pre-planned part in it, in the middle section there.
Yeah. Oh, Gamma Ray are notorious for that.
Yeah, they know how to
More power
people
to
to sing along.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Candlemass.
Yeah.
If I Ever Die.
Yeah, okay.
That's one.
I don't think
it's one with like big stops, but the vocals continue over it.
Killer.
Yeah. So, yeah, nothing like you need a very good voice to sing over a stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
And actually, what was the other one? I was listening to just before. Oh, Dissection. Maha Kali. Laden with stops.
Wow. Okay.
It's almost like
I
reckon there's probably like 5 stops in a 3-minute song.
Yeah. It's mostly silence.
But it's I just love that. Like the coolest thing you can do in a song is not play anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a cool.
Bit of a mixed message for the band. I really like it when you guys stop playing.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely love that.
Yeah, but then start again.
Yeah, and then begin again immediately.
Yeah, just want you to stop for a little bit.
When a band says the name of their band in a song, and I don't mean like Motorhead or Iron Maiden, like where the band name is the concept or the title of the song or the chorus or whatever. Exactly. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. That's an example of what I'm not talking about.
Yep.
I mean when a band says the name of the band in a song in passing.
Yeah. Okay.
The example I'm thinking of here is Skid Row in Youth Gone Wild in the second verse when he says, "I tell you, Park Avenue leads to Skid Row."
Gang vocal.
Yeah, man, and incidental sing along there actually. Yeah, that's killer. I love that. Fates Warning do it on their song "The Calling." Fates Warning is heard, run shivers up and down your spine. So just the title of the band in passing. Yeah. You know what? It's almost subtle. The Skid Row one is not subtle. But
when it's a gang vocal, it's not subtle.
No. And there's a stop there too. A tough stop. Yeah, Skid Row. Yeah, that's killer. That's I love that. And my favorite one of all time is Metallica Whiplash. Last verse. The show is through, the metal's gone, it's time to hit the road. Another town, another gig, again we will explode. Hotel rooms and motorways, life out here is raw, but we'll never stop, we'll never quit, because we're Metallica.
Killer.
That's awesome, man. Imagine writing that in 1983. No, you can't. None of us can. But imagine writing that and being like, we've played 10 gigs.
Yeah,
and,
hypothetically we'll get hotels.
Yeah. Hypothetically.
We won't be in these vans forever, boys.
Yeah. We'll never stop. We'll never quit. We'll never quit because we're Metallica.
Yeah. When we're 18, 19.
Yeah. 19, I'm never going to quit, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I reckon Manowar's got about 18 of these. Was it Kings of Metal? Definitely. Manowar fans want to rock, not pose. Is that subtly putting it in, or is that?
No, this does not count at all. Manowar does not count at all for this, man. That's the opposite. That's like gloriously, of course.
Yeah, obviously.
With total respect, of course. But no, that is not what I'm talking about. It's just like with them, it's Manowar. You're currently listening to Manowar. Song now playing is Manowar.
We're living on the road. but you're listening at home. Yeah. One day we'll come to your city. Because we live on the road.
Currently listening to Manowar.
I like it when they just list things.
Yeah.
Like countries or albums they've made before. Or,
yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
Names of songs they've written before.
Yeah. So good.
Anyway, there's
the countries one is killer.
Yeah.
Just here's as many as I can think of.
Yeah.
You know?
I looked at where our top album sales are.
Yeah. Guy from record label says.
Yeah. Norway, Finland.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh man.
What about I guess Blind Guardian almost do it in The Last Candle to go Guardians of the Blind.
I really like that, and I reckon that counts.
Yeah,
I reckon that totally counts. I really like that one. Yeah, Guardian of the Blind. Does that pop? No, the song's called Guardian of the Blind on the first album. I'm getting confused. Yeah. But they sing the lyric at the start of The Last Candle. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's killer. That's a good one.
Yeah, because when it's the title of the song, I was like, that's a bit.
Exactly. That's not what I'm talking about. Yeah. I'm being specific here. It's when it's in passing. Like you could almost get away with it. You know, like the Fates Warning one is really cool. Exactly, and a hard thing to look up. I realised because surely I can't remember the ones I want to remember. So I tried to look it up, but you can't. It's difficult to look up because if it's done well, it's in passing.
Yeah.
You can't look up like. You can't look up enslaved songs with enslaved in the title. It's like the internet doesn't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you'd need a database of all lyrics, and then enslaved's just gonna. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah. Actually, that might be a way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Put all the lyrics into a database and then create a search type system. Yeah.
That's obviously the easiest way.
Yeah, obviously.
Let's just do that.
Let's do that. Let's start doing that now.
Megadeth have one, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. The arsenal of Megadeth can't be read, they say.
Yep.
Will envy the dead. Set the world afire, I think. Yeah, that's a great one too. Yeah, nice.
I can't think of any others.
There's a band, Unto Others, from the US.
Mm-hmm.
They have a song on their last album where they say the title in the song. And again, it's in passing. It's like it's in the bridge or something. And so that's the only modern example I could think of. But like I said, yeah, trying to look this up is a bit of a nightmare. So
I reckon a band name like Unto Others would be pretty easy to get into.
Yeah. That is very fair.
Like Bruce Dickinson probably has a bit more trouble.
Yeah, that is very fair. Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't put it past him though. You know, I feel like if there's anyone who could achieve it, you know, I reckon. William Blake, Bruce Dickinson, William Blake.
Yeah.
I think that's an actual song off the.
Yeah. Bonus track on Chemical Winning.
Yeah.
My next one is kind of the opposite of tough stops. I've put it down as the payoff for build-ups. So like it'll be like a quiet section or like a tension building section of a song, typically a long song. And then like there's an explosion of whatever energy at the end, like just the payoff. So I've got the example of Tyrants by Immortal. I don't know if you know that song. Sons of Northern Darkness. Yep.
Yes.
And it's like that clean bit in the middle. And then and then it just comes in with the super loud kick drums that are doing double time, double kicks, and then the halftime snare.
Oh yeah, that's huge. That's awesome.
So, and then it goes back into the main riff, and it's just super rocking.
Yeah, that is absolutely a bit.
Yeah. Like I put when I was doing my research yesterday. I just listen. I knew it already, but I wanted to listen to it again just to feel the might. Going into that bit,
man. You know, it's things like that where it's like, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you listen to it?
Why just think about it?
If there's a button you can press that makes everything rad, why wouldn't you press the button?
Press the button.
Press the button, man. That's awesome. Like, I love that album, man. That's killer. Awesome. Yeah.
I've got a few other ones, a few other examples of that, which maybe aren't as known to you. But Panopticon, they've got a song called No Hope, K-N-O-W, Hope.
Right.
Which is kind of like a pun.
Yep.
Except sad.
Yeah. I'm sad now. I wasn't sad. I'm sad now. No hope. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's cool.
But that's sort of same sort of deal. Like a 14-minute song. Well, actually, Tyrants is pretty short. I think it's only 4 minutes. No Hope. It's probably 12, 14 minutes, and it's just like a middle section, which is, just a subtle build up, bit of snare rolling, and then,
This is going to be a good playlist.
Yeah,
for this episode.
I'm pretty keen on the playlist.
Any bluegrass in that song?
Not on that
There's
song.
a non-bluegrass.
Yeah.
Yep. Faithful listeners will know.
Many references. Well, probably. Do you reckon there's been as many podcasts talk about Panopticon and Virgin Steel as us?
Specifically those two?
Yeah.
No.
I reckon the Venn diagram of Panopticon fans and Virgin Steel fans.
Yeah.
Not a huge overlap, I don't think.
I think that Venn diagram would just be two separate circles. Would be none Venn.
Me in the middle.
You in the middle. Yeah, trying to hold them together.
I've got a Sydney band, Burden Man's Desire for Silence.
Yeah, cool.
I like them a lot. And they've got a lot of kind of long songs, and they go through various levels of dynamics. And I think, there's a lot of build up and payoffs, which I like. Roots of the Mountain by Enslaved. Had that on when you were coming in today.
Yep.
Yeah, it's sort of the back end of that song. There's a little breakdown of clean guitars, and then it just erupts. That's actually a pretty majestic song.
Yeah.
And the other one I got is Mournful Congregation, Scriptures of Exaltation and Punishment.
Yeah.
It's another sort of 16 minutes. I reckon that the build up in that song starts. I reckon it's about a 4-minute build up.
Yeah.
And it probably starts about 8 minutes in.
Yeah.
And then there's like this melodic payoff more than an explosive payoff. It's more like a
Yeah.
crescendo of
Yeah.
guitar harmonies in the melody, and it's just
Yeah. It's an emotional. Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you. Yeah, I only know that song because of Your Good Self, actually. But that's killer. Now we're talking song structure, and that's something. Yeah, it's a huge thing. That's a huge thing. And bands that know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Songwriters specifically that know what they're doing.
If you can get a sing along, a stop, and a build up payoff part. Which I think Blood Religion by Gamma Ray does. I think that covers all three.
Ticks all the boxes. Nice one, Kai.
Yeah.
Very good.
Nailed it.
Yeah. When a singer says the word higher and their voice goes higher.
That's one of my favourite things in the world.
Yeah, nice. Was it on your list?
It's on my list.
Okay, good.
You can't say it you can't sing it lower.
No, that would make no sense at all.
Yeah.
That would make no sense at all. It's so good. I feel like Michael Kiske does this all the time, but I could only actually think of one example, which is bizarre. But maybe you can think of another one. I'm thinking of specifically in the song Dr. Steen.
Yeah.
Once they killed his monster when he went into a trap. Now he's making better ones on a higher step.
Yeah, that's
yes! It's not a lower step.
Yeah, no.
A higher step.
But in a weird spot in the vocal melody.
Yeah. If he wasn't saying the word higher there, I don't think the melody would jump there.
If it was another step.
Yeah, well, yeah. It was making it on a different step.
Yeah.
On a step to the side.
An adjacent step.
An adjacent step. Yeah. In a different spot, in a different laboratory. See, all great lyrics.
It's weird that he chose. He just wanted to show off that he could go higher.
Yeah, totally, man.
What's the Van Halen song where the chorus is just higher and higher?
It's a Van Hagar song.
Dreams.
Yeah. Higher and higher. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't going to try and attempt my vocal.
Yeah. No sing-alongs here.
Yeah. I'd have to do it low, and that doesn't work.
No.
Any other good highs?
Yeah, there's a Riot do one on their classic Thunder Steel track, Run For Your Life. One of the verses, she's ready for you with a touch guaranteed to take you higher.
Higher.
So good, man. That's probably my favourite. Tony Moore, thank you very much for that one. Yeah, and again, look, I just feel like maybe this is a case of one of those things where you think this happens all the time, but maybe it doesn't happen all that often. In my head, I'm thinking like, I'll name a dozen Halloween songs where this happens, but like,
yeah,
actually,
I mean, it's an unusual word to have in a lyric.
Yeah, it's not as common as baby, road, heart,
Rock and
roll, yeah, steel.
Yeah, steel. Yeah, sometimes you can have that twice. Steel
Mate,
versus steel.
Minute for a minimum, minimum steel.
I reckon Jeff Tate would do one.
Yeah.
Do you reckon like guys with really broad vocal ranges or wide vocal ranges just like they shoehorn him in?
Yeah, they just sit around just like trying to figure that out. It's like, how many times can I get the word higher into this song? Surely.
Rob Halford got one?
Yeah. I was trying to think of some Priest ones, and like there's some incidental ones, but I don't really count. Like there's a Painkiller one where he goes closing in with vengeance, soaring high, but he's already pretty high.
There's not many. Is there any low notes in that song?
There's not even moderate to medium. Immediately, there's just it's only that high.
That is such an extreme song.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's really the only one I can think of with.
Maybe some of our listeners can send in.
Yeah. Call in actually, because we're
call in. The lines are open.
The lines are open. I'm actually a bit offended that no one's called in yet.
We are recording live.
So if you're
I've got guitar punctuation, which I mean to be things like a pinch harmonic, dive bombs, pick scrapes,
Yep.
Stuff where it's like just,
Yep.
like it could very easily not happen, and the song would just be progress as normal.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But when it, actually, Painkiller is a really good example. How that starts with after the drum solo, and then it's like, wow.
Yeah.
But it's like laden with. I've said laden a lot today.
Yeah. This episode is laden.
Laden with
the word laden.
Yeah. A lot of like just throughout, because I guess they just seem like they've got all the gain in the world on their amps for that album, I guess. But
yeah, Painkiller.
Yeah. And there's just like a lot of any moment there's going to be a pinch harmonica or something happening there.
Yeah. Guitar punctuation. I like that phrasing. Actually, that's cool because you're right. It's not part of the poetry of guitar, but it's a part of the language. You know, so it's the moments between the sentences, so to speak. So that's a really cool. I like that phrasing.
Like the umlauts over the Motorhead.
Can you play an umlaut? That's the question for all you guitar players out there. Sure, you can play a chord, but mate, can you play an umlaut?
It was in Highway to Hell. It would almost be a stop. It would be a stop.
Yeah.
It's sort of, they do a guitar solo, come out of that into a chorus,
and
then there's like a would-be stop, but instead there's a big pick scrape instead.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I know the bit. Yeah.
And then into another chorus.
Yeah, rad. Yeah. They could have just done the other chorus. Like I wouldn't have thought twice.
Really?
But nope.
Make it cooler.
They make it cooler.
Tough stop. Well, almost a stop.
Yeah. Pick scrapes, dive bombs, pinch harmonics. Yeah.
Unfortunately, like, in my life as a bass player, I used to like the slide, the slide down or up, because you can't do any of those things on bass.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no.
And playing guitar, I only have.
Yeah.
I don't have the skill set for some of them. I can do pick scrapes, but I don't have.
My music is mostly pick scrapes. Actually, it's
and I don't have anything I can do a dive bomb with.
Yeah.
You don't have a guitar with a dive bomb capability, do you?
No, I've got a Strat which technically has a floating bridge and a whammy bar, but it's not advised. It's ill-advised. Yeah. No, I don't. That's for me as a player. I don't enjoy playing that stuff. I love hearing it, but I don't like doing it.
It makes for good stage moves as well to watch.
Yeah.
Like when they can sort of almost hold the guitar up by the whammy bar whilst they're dive bombing.
Love it.
Yeah. And pick scrapes always look cool.
Yeah, for sure. And it's something you do in passing so casually and, almost with contempt. It's like, yeah.
I remember I was watching the Harvest Trail band from Perth that play sort of 90s melodic death style, like At the Gates type stuff.
Yeah.
Really cool. Anyway, they were like, the song was starting and it was like I saw one of the guitarists start a pick scrape and I was like, he's gone way too early.
Oh.
Because it was like, it was going to be, a couple of bars before the riff came in. I could, you got the feeling.
Yeah.
But he ended up doing like a 4-way pick scrape, like up and down and back again.
Yeah, back and forth. Yeah.
And I was initially worried.
Yeah.
And then incredibly impressed.
Concerned for no reason, It's like they were on top of it.
Yeah.
They were on top of it.
I should have known.
Yeah. Yeah, nice one. Dimebag Darrell. Say or think what you will of Pantera, but Dimebag Darrell was very proficient at all of these noises and definitely dish them out with both aplomb and contempt as a guitar player on stage. Many a dive bomb.
I remember there's a Guitar World video of a bath.
Yep.
And he's like, it's hilarious if you have. He's like giving a guitar lesson. Yeah. Ostensibly.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And he's just like doesn't know what's going on. But he's like, he's trying to do some pinch harmonics. He's like, some Zakk Wylde shit. So, I don't know how he does it.
Zakk Wylde shit. That's awesome. Killer.
You were just like, oh, play one of your songs. He was just like, play a bit. He's like, I don't know how it goes.
I don't know. It's like, what do you pay me for? To show you things on this instructional video? Tony Iommi's guitar tone.
I like that Rob Halford's voice and Tony Iommi's guitar tone are both general heavy metal things.
Yeah. Totally, man. Yeah. Bookending, nicely here. Tony Iommi's guitar tone, specifically on the benchmark kind of albums like Paranoid, Master of Reality, Heaven and Hell. Because even though I overall, personally, I'm more of a fan of the albums like Sabotage and Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. Those albums have acoustic guitars, keyboards, and different kind of textures and strings and whatever. That they're part of the overall sonic fabric of those albums. But just on those kind of simpler early ones and Heaven and Hell, like the whole sound of the band was just, I'm not downplaying their all contributions, but just like it all hinged on Tony Iommi's guitar tone, just his 6 strings, mainly the lower 3, like, and just the fact that sound, it was like, it was cutting like buzzsaw, but it was also warm and round, like it's just, and Paranoid and all the songs on it, of course, are a heavy metal cliche now, but there's a reason why it's a cliche. In 1970, nothing sounded like that. And
that Black Sabbath.
Certainly, yes. Yeah, self-titled, absolutely. Like, just sick guitar sounds. And we all know the famous story about Tony Iommi injuring his fingers, lost the tips of 2 of his fingers in a metalworks accident. And so he fashioned his own prosthetics, to get through and whatever, and he down-tuned his guitar to make it easier on his hands. So like just accidentally inventing heavy metal, like I love these. It's a mythological story. It's so cool. But what I didn't know, this is news to me, is that his customary famous Gibson SG was a late replacement for a Strat. He was playing a Strat.
Oh, really?
In the really early days, and it was a 11th hour decision to get an SG because he was having pickup problems with his Strat. I just found this out. I'm glad to see the look on your face as well, because I'm like, what?
I can't even comprehend him like having a Strat.
Yeah, very full on, man. This was like handed down from the gods. They were like, no, stop playing that Strat, dude. All right, we need to change the course of.
Yeah, none of these single coils.
Nope.
Get some humbuckers.
Get some humbuckers, mate. And
I like that he had trouble with his Strat. And didn't get another one?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, no.
And now for something completely different.
Done with these things.
Burned once, all right? You're not going to fool me twice, man. Get out of here, Stratocaster. Yeah.
Never worked with metal again either after that. Stayed well away from the foundry.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's found that really, that blew my mind. And, yeah, but the Gibson SG, and he was using Laney amps in those days. And
has he ever used anything but an SG since?
Not to my knowledge. I mean, I can't say for what he was using for some magical things in the studio, different amps and
but
acoustics, of course. But I've never seen him on stage with anything apart from the SG.
Nor should he.
Nor should he. Yeah, nor should he. Like, but yeah, just thinking about like that opening riff. Sweet Leaf on Master of Reality. Like, yeah, sick. That's the sound.
No one's written more really good riffs than Tony Iommi.
You mathematically couldn't have.
No.
Like, you just...
It's astonishing how many good riffs he's written.
Yeah, because even in the first 10 years, like, we're talking 4 or 5 sick riffs per song.
Yeah.
Per song.
Yeah, it's not like verse, chorus. It's like, let's put 8 cool riffs in this one.
Yeah. Sometimes there's 3 different sick riffs before the singing starts.
Yeah.
The last song on Master of Reality, Into the Void. Like, I think there's 3 sick riffs before the verse starts. It's like, he was throwing them away.
Yeah.
He was just dishing them out. Like,
he's got plenty to spare.
Oh, madness.
Yeah. And like people sort of talk about, people. I'm not.
What people?
I don't
What, are
know.
they over there? Where are they?
Which ones?
Which
Fuck
one?
them.
Yeah, which one? Which ones are you talking to? Huh?
But like he just does the same stuff. That kind of argument that he's not that good a guitarist because he doesn't play a million sweeps or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Go get fucked.
Cool. Yeah, cool, man.
Yeah.
I hope you're living a happy life without Tony Iommi in your life. You
Imagine
goose.
Preferring Yngwie Malmsteen to Tony Iommi as a
yeah.
songwriter.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If that's your comparison point, yeah.
It's like,
If that's your comparison point, we probably shouldn't be having a conversation with each other. That's me talking to the hypothetical person.
Yes. I may have, a bit of a straw man argument, perhaps, but
yeah.
I don't know. I'm willing to believe that it's happened. I really wish my one was Geezer Butler.
Yeah, I would have brought it home nicely.
Yeah, it's not, but I really do like Geezer Butler. I've gone with songs with like strong pulses.
Yes.
Some would describe them as bustle.
Yes, a bustle.
A bustle.
A bustle, you might say.
Yeah, I've heard it described as a bustle. But yeah, like
a foot stomper.
This is where foot stompers, the top tier foot stomper.
Yeah.
In that sort of 130 to 160 BPM range.
Yeah.
Strong pulse.
Yeah.
Running Christ, it's their sort of bread and butter.
Yeah.
They're foot stomper heavy. Satyricon have a fair few foot stompers as well, I would say.
Sabbath in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Mostly foot stompers.
Mm.
Dio, of course.
Mm.
Merciful Fate have more foot stompers than you might think, even though they have 200 riffs per song, and and they get pretty fast from time to time. But they got they get pretty heavy and not doomy, but like like Gypsy from Don't Break the Earth is one of my favourite foot stompers like that.
Yep.
Yeah, sick. Yeah.
Actually, this should have come up earlier, but it's still relevant now. What's like? Obviously, if you're at a gig and you want to show your appreciation when a good bit's happening, you're a fist in the air guy, right? Obviously,
I am.
Are you a left or a right fist guy?
Right, because I'm usually holding my beer with my left.
Yeah, I'm a left-handed drinker as well.
Yeah. Funny that.
Yeah, I can drink ambidextrous, but I prefer left.
But I'm practiced most with my left.
So it results in a right fist in the air, but then you can really get into the
That's probably why we are left-handed drinkers, because our right hand is stronger and we want to save that for the more important business of the fist in the air.
Yeah.
Do you think?
It could be.
Yeah.
You want to...
I am, if I'm in like relaxed position, if I've got hair slightly crossed and I'm holding the beer kind of close to my mouthful drinking zone, and I'm doing one of these ones, you can do the switch at you can do the last minute switch if the beat creeps up on you. Oh yeah, you
got to be ready to go.
You got to be ready to go. Yeah, interesting. What point does the foot stomper descend into like the doomy kind of, like, because I feel like Candlemass have foot stompers, but they're not. It's not a doom thing, right? We're talking about here. We're talking about like just the mid-paced.
Yeah, it's got to be. You got to be able to like walk to it without. Yeah. That's where the bustle sort of comes in, I suppose. Like if it's down at like sort of 70 BPM. Yeah. You'd be.
Yeah, that's lumbering.
Yeah, you don't want to be lumbering.
We're not lumbering.
No, not strong pulse. Like
Yeah. Like Tom Cruise's heartbeat, like Tom Cruise's resting heart rate,
Yeah. Maybe that's too low. I don't know.
Actually, I forget which one's the healthy one. It's like it's the fast one, or is it supposed to be like really low when you're physically active? I don't know. But I'm not a doctor, yet. Yeah, no. Are you a doctor yet?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, we're just waiting on the news.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Let me know.
Yep. All right. I think that's a pretty good summary of part one of the Secrets of Steel.
Yeah. Secrets of Steel. Alchemical ingredients for maximum heavy metal good time experience.
Enjoyment? Is there enjoyment?
Enjoyable good time heavy metal experience. Part one.
Yeah. Part one.
That was fun.
It was.
That was fun.
Much more fun than telling each other that
I hate your band, man.
A band you really love.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for listening. If you've got any suggestions for any song that hit any of the points that we address, please send them through, because more is more.
More is more.
And yeah, thanks for listening, and catch you soon.
Cheers, guys.